Well, it's the moment I hope you have all been waiting for because it's the moment that I've been waiting for. I finally got my hands, because it's always out of stock, on the Ranger Green Nexus Plate Carrier from Carcajou. I've had products from them in the past, guys that I've talked about it. I've got the 8-pack over here. I had the range kit to begin with, and I was really excited to get my hands on their plate carrier, and I ordered it. I got some accoutrements and add-ons to go with it, and I'm really, really happy with it. It is my first Canadian-made plate carrier. Like I said, I knew their products. I didn't expect there to be any problems when I got this plate carrier, and I was not surprised. It's a fantastic plate carrier. It goes together really well. It holds the 10 by 12 level 4 plates I got from Faraday Canada, and it just performs very well. Out of the box, I got the plate carrier bundle, so it's the shoulder straps, the front and rear plate bags, the plate covers, the elastic cummerbund system with first spear tubes, and I guess that's it. And then I also, at the same time, bought a 6-pack to go on the front as a kind of a range placard. I was a big fan of the 8-pack, but it does get a little bit wide on the body, and I knew that the 6-pack would be right around what I wanted to run. And what else did I get? Oh, I got a two magazine pouch to go on the side, and I also got I believe this is the 6x8 admin pouch for my right hand side, just to carry those extra little things you want in. I wanted this plate carrier to be a little bit smaller and less kind of frontline war driven than my Agilite K19. It really turned into kind of a chunky boy. I really like the plate carrier, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot to have on you, and I wanted something not a slickster, but I wanted something more for grab and go, bare minimum, operate in a vehicle without feeling like you're wearing like a suit of armor. And Carcajou really delivered with this. The stitching is fantastic. It's put together very well. I seen another review where someone was complaining about the Velcro retention in the front, and I don't really see it. She's on there pretty good. I think one of the biggest problems you might run into is if you, like mine are the Faraday level 4 plates. If you don't have multi-curve or like a swimmer's cut or like something, I think there's too much of a bulge in the center of the stomach, and that's kind of what pushes it off. And when you've got your placard filled with things, it wants to be straight and flat because of the rigidity of the material, which that's not a bad thing because your kit's holding together. I think a lot of the other stuff, it's kind of made softer. I think that will go away over time as you wear it. Oh, I also got the dangler add-on. I don't have the dangler. I didn't want two of these pouches stacked on top of each other, so I'm going to get the pencil case from Macabre Solutions, another Canadian company. I have their Nalgene bottle and their Misk pouch, and I really like it. So again, I'm waiting for it to come back in stock in Ranger Green. They say it is. They're just updating the website, so that'll be on order, and I'll put a review when I get that in. But I like the smaller style of it. It's not as big as the Agilite dangler or some of the other danglers made by like Feral Concepts and stuff. Really easy to adjust the plate height on their plate carrier. It fits very well. You do immediately notice that there is not padding inside of it like the commercially made Agilites. And again, I'm not talking bad about Agilite. I really love their plate carriers, but this is a bit of a difference. I can see that in a hotter climate, less padding may be more desirable. And I have heard of even guys in the field in Israel cutting the padding out of the Agilites just to make them a little bit lighter, or adding that cool Scooby high-speed mesh that guys are adding in just to allow more airflow. But I think this is a really good compromise to that, where you've got enough padding where you're not being rubbed by your equipment, but it's not like really thick mesh padding that's after a while is going to get dirty and kind of hold it in. If anyone's worn like the CF issued flak vest and I'm not talking like on weekend exercise, I'm talking like in theater and stuff like that, or if you wear it like as a regular part of your job, that thing becomes a disgusting mess of sealed in salt and really should be taken apart and cleaned on a regular basis. Everyone's going to be like, you're not supposed to take apart body armor, but yeah, that shit needs to be cleaned. The Molly in the Carcajou Plate Carrier is fantastic. Everything lines up very well. It's very easy to feed everything through. I fell in love with how they attach their pouches when I first bought their products, but these kind of tabs that you can pull through and lock in. I know it's not a revolutionary system, but they do theirs very well with the rigid tabs on the end. And then these kind of like leftover flaps. So you can't pull it back through. It won't go through on its own. And once you fill this up, it doesn't move around at all. Not that it does now. Another thing I really liked, and I bought 3 of them, is their Molly caddies, which go on the inside of their elastic cummerbund system, but you don't lose that cummerbund slot in the plate carrier. This is weird because I'm doing it. And you can still fit your extra mags, your radio, your tourniquet, your trauma kit, whatever you wanted to put inside there, and attach pouches on the outside, which I thought was awesome because most cummerbunds, as soon as you attach anything to the outside, you lose the ability to use anything in that cell. And I really like that you can flip the tabs on the inside of this out and have it insert the other way. So if you're running this as like a slickster and you wanted to draw it down and pull the mag out the bottom, the retention's there, the mag's not going to fall out. Like you could do jumping jacks for an hour and it wouldn't come out of there. But you're going to have that retention system, and mag's going to stay where you want it to stay, and it's only going to come out when you need it. I hadn't used first spear tubes before, and I do like them. I do like that they come up and down out of each. They're a lot different than the system that the Agilite and other commercial plate carriers come with. So that was a nice change. The one thing I will probably modify right now, I'm using the front of my range kit as the front placard on the plate carrier, and I've left the toggles, the female buckles on it from the range kit, and that's the H harness that mounts on here. I've left that on there, and I'll probably remove them and attach the first spear tubes to that itself, or buy a second set. So I've got 2 sets of them, so I can switch them out. It's more just a personal preference thing. I like my cummerbund system to go into my front placard, so I'm not peeling the placard off all the time. I've talked before on the channel about the death of Velcro, like on that plate carrier that I wore overseas. And by the end of it, I had to have it like snapped in place. I had to have the Mattex put snaps on because the Velcro was so loose that the weight of my mags and equipment would just open the front of the plate carrier. Now, granted that Velcro has come a long way since that thing was produced in like 2009, because I bought it off the guy who'd used it the year before me on his tour in 2009, and I used it in 2010. So it took a lot of beating. I don't see that problem happening with these Velcro systems. Again, sand and Velcro, it doesn't mix very well, but I just like the tubes to be attached to the front placard. I find it easier to don and remove. Plus, if you've got danglers or other systems mounted underneath, you're not really worrying about pulling them apart, or because like this one attaches underneath the plate bag, so you're not worried about that. But I wouldn't want to rely on cheaper Velcro. Like that's why I went with Carcajou's dangler Molly placard, because I didn't want a lower quality Velcro like off Temu or Amazon or something like that holding my bottom of my plate bag, because it's meshing the 2 layers together. So if you put a cheaper quality Velcro or something with a smaller hook and loop, and then all of a sudden you hook on that, you don't want to just mag dump your plate and your plate bag out of the system. But yeah, removing and adding on placard is easy. See, good amount of retention there. This is what I was talking about. The other of you had complaints about this not having the same retention as the other Velcro. I think it's marginal. I've been running around. I did chores in this around the farm the other day, and I'm moving quite a bit of weight around, and leaning over stuff, climbing in and out of vehicles. It didn't come loose at all. So I don't think it's really going to be that big of an issue. And then you just I also like that all their stuff comes with this, so you can make the front of any placard into your range kit or chest rig. Move that. Snap the males into the females. Lay down. And Bob's your uncle. The ability to switch back and forth really quickly is nice. You might have, like, the other insert I have for the front of the range kit is the 7.62 mag with one pistol mag. So if you're not wanting to have a bunch of plate carriers, you could have a DMR set up and then have your rifle set up. Or, if you're going to be doing more, not like logistics, but more like strategic stuff, you can build it. I've got this set up as a trauma kit, but you can build this out to have your like ATAC system in it, or your map, compass, that the whole 9 yards. But if you're just going to be a dude with a rifle, you might just want the rifle set up and then have all your weirdo kit in here, or run your ATAC system above. I probably won't run the ATAC system on this one. I'll likely leave it on my Agilite plate carrier, unless I get another dock for the Juggernaut system that I have for my other phone. But I might just leave this one a little slick on the front and just have it handheld for the vehicle purposes that I was kind of talking about. So overall thoughts on the Carcajou plate carrier: Canadian made. The company responds and talks to you about the products that you want. Community engagement is really good. The build quality is there. The attention to detail and modularity of all their systems, whether you're going to get a chest rig, a plate carrier, a range kit, LBE, almost all of it is modular, and you can pull them all apart, add them all together, and very quickly have a nice system that is intuitive and built to fit together in various different ways. I've seen guys wearing their LBEs over top of their plate carrier and have nothing on the plate carrier and just have it slick just so you've got armor on. You couldn't ask for a better system. And I highly suggest, if you're in the market for it, or if you're wanting to get something that's made by a Canadian company, I would not hesitate to buy from these guys. I was really leaning towards a bunch of the other like American-made higher end. I wouldn't say higher end; that's not the right word. More like mainstream kind of Brovet CAG systems, and I found that this was a better setup for myself, and I liked dealing with the company and their products. All the products that I've bought from them have been exceeds expectations, and the build quality has just always been there. Everything works really well. I love removing and indexing mags into the 6 and 8 pack that they have. Everything just glides in. Same thing with this double mag pouch I have on the side here, just so that I can run 5 mags on a plate carrier. They come in and out really easily, and it maintains its rigidity. Like there's enough hardness in the rolled over stitching that the mags can glide in when they go in, but they don't. It's not heavy on your front. Like it doesn't feel like you've got plastic squares on the front end, and then obviously with the added retention, you can add or minus the retention for your mags on the front of your kit. I like running the mag retention straps. These do come with over the top like recce flaps, I guess you would call it, or patrol flaps. So you can run that system if you want. I like the straps myself, but that's just a personal preference thing. And I don't know if they've got a new one out now, but I bought this one when it was on sale. This is also their magazine pouch for pistol mags, and it's got some retention. You wouldn't I've got this adjusted to fit mechanic mags. You don't need it. There's no way that mag would ever come out of there. And again, everything's just got extra MOLLE attachments on the side, so you can run whatever attachments you want. And it's got the ability to run everything as a placard, or attach your like buckles to it to run on an LBV, the plate carrier itself, or a chest rig, or their range kit. The last thing I want to go over today for the plate carrier is how the back cummerbund attaches and adjusts. Again, it's not anything super revolutionary, but I really like how it works. You've got full molly all up the back, nothing interrupting you there. And then when you open the plate bag, which has a lot of retention, roll that part up and pull it out. Inside, you've got full hook and loop, and you've got two attachment runs of Velcro that run over here that double kind of hold the back of your cummerbund in place, and it's got some retention to it. I found the perfect spot for mine. I like it to be just a little bit snug, but not at all tight, because I find that when you get a plate carrier tight, it starts to ride up for some reason. Maybe it just goes a little round in the middle. I'm sure if you were built like a stick, it probably wouldn't do that. So 10 out of 10, would purchase again. Will purchase from them in the future. Really easy. Put it on. Sits nice on the body. You can sit down easily in a chair, move around. You can feel the elastic cummerbund kind of expand when you sit down, and then shoot back when you stand up. Everything's right where you want it to be. Except for my fucking chair. So yeah, Carcajou, Nexus Plate Carrier bundle, Canadian company, great to deal with. Can't say enough good things about them. I'm going to be using this quite a bit this year at Milsim events for airsoft, because I won't be training outside with semi-rifles anymore. And I will do an update at the end of the year. I'm going to 2 large Milsim events, 2-day events, and we will see how it works out. I already know that there's not going to be any issues with it, and I'm not worried about it falling apart in any way, but the comfortability will be the ultimate test. I have worn this thing for 2 full days already, just around the farm, and I have no complaints about the level of comfort. You can even just sit around and watch TV, and if you want, it just fits nice on the body. So if you have any questions, or I missed anything, or you want to know anything else, please let me know in the comments down below. And thanks again for watching.